I have forgotten for a second that this interview is gonna go up and a lot of people are gonna watch it.
Welcome to Aur Bata. This is what the fuck happens here. Welcome back
Okay.
to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Aur Bata. My name is Sid, and today I've got with me a school friend. Yes, this is one more school friend I've brought to this entire mix. I've got Sukriti Sharma with me, who has worked in films like Piku as a director, AD, what have you
Assistant
been doing?
director.
AD, well, as good as director, yeah. Because if you hear her talking, and we've been talking for a while now, you will realize she's right up there. She gets what the hell she's doing. Okay, so Piku and Baaghi 3, and what am I missing? What am I missing? A bunch of different things.
Yeah, you're missing a bunch of things because I'm pretty credible. Uh,
यार देखो credible नहीं होते तो यहाँ नहीं होते तुम ठीक है. I wouldn't be interviewing you in the first place. So thank you so much for doing this. The thing is, it just seems like yesterday you were back in school, yeah. Like
it does, and honestly, if somebody took me back to school and they'd say, dude, would you want to do it all over again? I'd say yes. I'd go back to school in a heartbeat because I mean, adulting is so tough. Let's be really honest.
somebody has spoken the truth. Like this is the truth. 30 plus interviews on the fucking channel. This is the
I
truth I've been wanting to hear. Yeah, आ
I
गई है सच्चाई.
can't. I just miss the time when I'd wake up and all I had to do was attend school and then just go back to bed and like not have a worry in the world. I mean, your issues were that I'm not growing taller, I have a pimple on my face, and she broke up with that guy and now she's in love with that guy, and issues were so much simpler. Now they are, oh my god, I need to make money to put my rent, and I need to give my electricity bill. Oh my god.
I think that's life. Your problems seem a lot more trivial few years
Oh my
later,
god.
like few years down the line, right?
Can't.
I but it's
I'm
funny. Like
just.
just to lay some context for all the viewers, we were in Jakarta. She was like one
Yes.
year senior to me, I think.
Yes.
And yeah, you were one year senior. And our school was basically like student of the year, but imagine it was a little more realistic, like thoda sa.
Minus the really hot guys and the really hot girls.
Debatable about the girls, but yeah, the really hot guys. क्योंकि हम जैसे लौंडे होते थे वहाँ पे, ठीक है.
In all honesty, like once school finished, I wanted to pursue dancing and I wanted to pursue filmmaking. But my mom was very adamant that no, beta, you must have a degree. And I was like, how am I going to get through that? But somehow I did. But the best thing about college was I was finally doing and studying what I wanted to. Because all this while in school, I was made to study math. And I was like, screw math. I don't want to do math. What am I going to do math for? Like, where am I going to apply these? What are those things even called? Those things like this and things like that. And I was just like, I'm never going to apply this in my life. Like, screw this. Like, I don't care. So then I finally was doing what I wanted to do. And the best part was we were studying directors like Satyajit Ray and Alfred Hitchcock. And, there was just, and so many international films that we were watching. So while I was doing all of that, I was like, oh my God. I mean, I didn't even know films like this and directors like this exist. So
Right.
what college did for me was it planted a seed in my head, to make that kind of cinema, or to just watch that kind of cinema and have that kind of an experience. So what happened is that eventually it planted that seed. Then in my final year of college, I did my first internship, which was with Saurabh Dua. He's a fashion photographer. SD, if you're watching, love you. I'm sure he'll watch it.
We
I'll
are
send him
hoping
the
he's
link.
watching. हाँ आगे.
He will. Trust me, he will. Anyway, so I mean, I worked with him, and that was my first ever experience. And the things that he taught me, they're with me till today. Like he taught me, the importance of framing. He taught me so much about colors, themes, lighting, and how beautiful people can look with lighting, and how effective things can be just through lighting. Like if something needs to be scary, it needs to be lit in a certain way, and if it's something needs to be gorgeously beautiful, it needs to be lit in a certain way, and themes revolving that. So for me, it was such an experience. And then when I was almost getting done with my degree, a jackpot hit, which was Piku. And I remember going on set the first day, I was shitting bricks. Like, I cannot tell you. Like my first day on set, for me, it was winter times. I still remember. It was December-ish, and it was in Delhi, and it was really cold. But I remember sweating out so much just because I was so nervous, just being on a set. And I can't tell you how overwhelmed I was with the whole thing. I still date remember that when that day got over and I was taking my cab back home, I was crying in the cab because I was so overwhelmed. I was like, I did it. I wanted to be here. And I actually, I'm here. I can't say I've arrived, but I'm here. I'm doing what I wanted to do. And I can't ever express how magical. I still get really overwhelmed when I think of it, because that's something that I always wanted to do. And it was happening. Yeah. So yeah.
This is next level, because इतना passionately अगर तुम अपने काम के बारे में बात कर सको, मतलब you're doing something right in life. Ultimately, that's the whole thing, right? You seem like the most satisfied person on the planet right now. That's what matters
I
at the end.
am, because everybody asks me, is your job must be so fun and everything, and I'm like, you're right. I'm never working. I'm always playing. For me, being on set is like playing. You make me sit in a classroom. I might be the dumbest kid, but you put me on a set and I'm the happiest kid. Like, we work for hours that are like crazy, which are like some 17 to 18 hours a day.
Sure.
And we're standing, as assistant directors, we're just standing to make sure that our director and his vision is going smoothly. So as our job, we're just standing and we're assisting the director and making sure that, he or she is in utmost comfort. But I love it.
Right.
I mean, everything that you had been reading on a script, everything that you were preparing for all of these months is happening in front of you. The character, the actors, the artists are playing their characters. It's happening in front of you. The atmosphere is like that. The set is exactly what you had planned. And, they're saying the lines with so much conviction that you were reading all of this while, and how beautifully that scene has come out in front of you. I mean, for me, it's like I'm like this all the time on set. Like, I'm gazing, like, wow. Everything is, oh my God. I'm like that excited kid on set every day. I mean, it's been 4.5 years and I'm still that enthu cutlet who goes to work. Like, oh my God, we're going to shoot films, guys. So it's like that for me. Like, I'm very excited and happy to be on a set. I've always wanted to make films. It's not something that I decided like 4 years ago when I started my career. For me, the idea of storytelling began way before, I think ever since I remember, actually, like, I remember my grandmother and my mother sitting me down and telling me so many stories, and I, like a kid, would just stare at their faces like this, and in my head I would be like imagining everything. And I'd be like, yeah, correct, And then it would be my turn to tell a story. And my lions always had wings, and my elephants were always pink. And I would tell that, okay, there's a rainbow, and I'd slide from the rainbow, and that's how I'm gonna land into bed. So my imagination was running wild all the time. It was not like, okay, today, I've decided I'm gonna be a filmmaker and let's do this. No, I mean, it's just, I've always been this way.
Right.
And for me, something that I realized over the years was that visuals play a very big part in my life. Visuals and colors, they play such a big part in my life, where I feel I feel like more senses are working into, when you're telling a story. So you're even watching it happen in front of you. So for me, the fact that I could tell a story and I could show my story, that was it for me. And so filmmaking just was like the ultimate thing for me. I mean, for me, I don't watch a movie for entertainment.
Right.
I watch a movie to know that, okay, the other person has this story to tell me. Whether, you're dancing on the train on Chaya Chaya, and, and Shah Rukh Khan is doing it with full conviction. I mean, there's not going to be a single person who's actually doing it. Let's be really honest,
Sure.
Like, I'm not going to go tomorrow and I'm not going to be dancing on top of a train.
Sure.
But, or like, Aishwarya in, like, there's full snow and then she's dancing in that amazing sari and everything. I mean, to watch all of these things and then to believe in these things, and then being like, one day I'm going to make something like this and people are actually going to believe it. Like, I'm actually going to have somebody ride over a rainbow and you'll buy it. So I think
that's also how you approach an art form. We forget
exactly.
a lot of times that within all these technicalities, it is at the end of the day an art form, and you have to approach it in a very creative sort of manner.
Exactly. And that's something that is something that people also need to understand when they watch a film. I'm not saying that you need to, glorify the bad or whatever. But if somebody is trying to tell you a story, and if somebody is trying to take you through a journey, and somebody is just, transporting you into a world, just for that 2 hours that you're watching that film, just watch that film as a film and watch it as an art, and believe in every character. If you can resonate to it, if you feel sympathy for that character or whatever,
But what needs to be said over here is, having said that, like she mentioned, ये 17-18 घंटे वाली job है proper. From events, I can tell you, it's not easy. Event days aren't easy.
No, it's not.
So, I mean, halwa नहीं है तुम्हारा job, ठीक है? But
Yeah.
it's because you love doing it so much that
Yeah.
you feel like, you're like fairyland, awesomeness. क्या है कुछ experiences बताओ यार हमें, because we also want to sort of relate. हमें बताओ जरा.
I think my most fondest and memory on a set would be that I played tennis with Irfan Khan sir, and that was
May he
during
rest in
Piku.
peace. May he rest in peace. Yeah.
May he rest in peace. Yes, and that's one of my most fondest memories. Like, yeah, that was magical for me, and yeah, I mean, may he rest in peace. Yes.
I'm sorry. This.
Yeah, and amongst the latest times, it would probably be, dubbing with Tiger and Shraddha. I mean, that was super fun. We had so much fun while dubbing with them. And another super fun memory I'll tell you is that this Ritesh Deshmukh, he made a TikTok video with me starring in it. And that video went viral. So a couple of days later, and I didn't know that this has gone viral, and I didn't know that he's posted it and what's happened, because I'm not on TikTok and I've never been somebody who's used TikTok as such or whatever. A couple of days later, my house help, she's on WhatsApp with me, and she sent it to me, and she's like, "Didi, ye aap ho?" And I was just like, where did you find that? And then she's like, "Aap bahut famous ho gaye ho." I was like, oh, so that's my
Like she
claim
needed
to
it.
fame.
Like she needed.
That's my claim to fame.
No, that's not. Fucking two movies you've done that are like blockbusters and so many fucking projects. This is your claim to fame, it seems.
Yeah, and another really fond memory is that, you know how you get happy birthday messages,
Hmm,
like, you know, you'll sleep the night and next morning your phone's going to be flooded with
hmm, hmm, hmm,
messages and stuff like
hmm,
that.
hmm,
So I was working on Piku, and you know, the overwhelmed kid or whatever. And then there was this one time when I was having a conversation with Amitabh Bachchan sir, and I don't know who photographed it. I really don't know who photographed it. But the day the shoot got over in Delhi and the project got over for me as well, because I was interning for that amount of time on that film,
hmm, hmm.
that picture got posted on the newspaper. So next morning when I wake up, my mom's gone crazy. Sukriti, तुम्हें पता है? And I was like, not really. What's going on? I just woke up. I need my morning coffee to function right now. Please stop talking, you know. And I'm getting calls from my mom's friends,
Hmm, hmm.
and they're like, Beta, wow. And right now, I'm clueless. Okay, I'm clueless as to what's happening and why is it happening and whatever. And then finally, I'm like, Ma, what's this about? You know. And then I finally open my WhatsApp to
Hmm.
see that a million people have shared that image with me. And
That's really sweet.
I was like, oh my God, I'm on a newspaper. And who do I make my newspaper debut with? You know? So for like, you know, these things are like, you know, when you think back of it, you know, you're like, wow, you know, all of this happened to you. Yeah.
But
And
I have to say, like, let me tell people, Bollywood doesn't change people. This is the living proof of that. ये जितनी स्कूल में पागल थी अभी भी उतनी पागल है. She's
yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
she's exactly the same. Nothing has
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah.
She's still a sweetheart. Always used to be a sweetheart. That's how. Because my fondest memory of you is basically you chilling around in a Lincoln shirt in Chibupur
Yeah.
with your
I
people.
hated the school uniform, by the
Uh,
way. That's why I used to wear the t-shirt. I'm like, listen, screw this shit. I'm going to be comfortable. You know,
right.
I'll wear my Lincoln shirt and whatever, and I'll just be comfortable in that.
Oh,
Another
तुम्हारा
really,
sorry, you were saying.
another really funny incident would be, so when, you know, Baghi was an experience that I can't put in words, okay?
Hmm.
Because, you know, we were working with tanks,
Hmm.
and those tanks were used in World War II.
Hmm.
So for me, that was like, wow, you know. And then we were working with choppers,
Hmm.
and you can watch the video of Das Bahane that's on
Hmm.
YouTube, and you'll see so many, you know, airplanes and choppers and everything. Or even, you know, when you watch the film, you'll see. And we used to even have like fake bomb blasts.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, you know, when that bomb blast used to happen, there used to be a lot of smoke, right?
Right.
So I might have inhaled that smoke or whatever, and I was coughing the whole day. And then I remember that I was like, you know, standing in a corner nicely, and I was chewing peanuts. I was eating
Hmm.
peanuts,
Hmm.
and I choked on a peanut because there was smoke in my system, and I choked in that peanut, and then I gave myself a panic attack. So everything shut off, and I was sent to the hospital to make sure that I'm okay. And I remember yapping to everybody saying that, listen, if I die, just tell my mom that I love her a lot. If I die, just tell my sister that I love her a lot. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of these fun experiences have happened on set, so it's been great. I'll tell you another instance. So, I worked on this web series called Karanjeet Kaur. Okay?
Hmm.
It's a biopic on Sunny Leone.
Hmm.
And for the longest time, nobody on the crew told me that there was a part that was selected out for me.
Hmm.
Okay? And that was the role of Sunny's mean cousin, Manveen. Okay? So it just so happened that I'm working on this set and everything is going great, and they're telling me that they're holding out auditions for this particular role and they're hoping that they find a girl. And it was really tough because, we were shooting in Cape Town, so there aren't many Indians there, you know. So we were like trying to look out for somebody who could play the part of Manveen and, all of that. And then in my head, I'm like, okay, the casting process is going on and we're going to find someone and, the shoot's going to keep happening. And now it was like one day left for the next day's schedule, which was scheduled for this Manveen's role. So now I'm panicking and I'm telling the director, sir, we still don't have somebody for Manveen. How are we going to shoot this tomorrow? We need to reschedule this and everything. He's like, why are you panicking? We've already selected somebody for Manveen. And I'm like, sir, who? And then he's like, you. And I was like, sir, what?
What a way to find out.
I'm like, what? I can't act. I can't do this. And then he's like, you're perfect for this role, And I was like, sir, what do you mean? And he's like, you just have to be yourself, a little mean, a little bitchy. You've got all of that. You just have to be yourself.
Sorry, I have to laugh.
And I was just like, what just happened? And then the next day I remember that I woke up and I texted my director saying, sir, I can't do this. Please don't put me in spot. I really can't act, sir, to save my life. And he's like, ma'am, the car is waiting for you downstairs. We're ready for the artist of today for today. And I was just like, oh God, what's going on?
Too late.
What's going on? And then, I went on set and everybody's like clapping and booting and Sunny's like, so you're playing my sister. And I was like, yeah, I guess. And then I did it. I actually did it. And it's there online.
This was the series or this was the movie that came out on...
It was on Z5.
Z5.
And it's a series. Yes, it's a web series. And... you can watch it. In season 1.
How the fuck do I not know any of this? Now I'm going to download Z5 just to watch.
Oh my God. It's embarrassing.
Let's address what has happened to Bollywood in this damn quarantine. Because वाट लगी है, सबकी बहुत वाट लगी है tertiary sector में. So what's your experience been like in this lockdown period? Shoot रुके हैं, तेरे क्या scene है?
We have to respect what's happening currently. And we have to also respect that it's, the only medicine that we have right now is to stay at home. Let's be really honest. And, the more I sit at home, the more I wonder that I am so thankful that I have a house. I'm so thankful that, I'm getting food in my plate every day. And I'm so thankful that, I have such a loving family and, my sister is here with me and, so keeping all of that in mind, I think right now we just kind of need to respect what's happening in the world, in the larger picture. I know for a fact that once we have a cure or a vaccine, things are going to go back to normal. Or here's hoping that, by the end of this year, things go back to normal and we can resume to make films and, make good content for the audience. And, I honestly feel that India has so much talent when it comes to stories. So much talent that if people are able to, if they get a platform to put it out, I think that, people really have a lot of good stories to tell. But right now, what's more important is that, we take the right precautions and we stay at home.
Sure.
And once things do get better, yes, let's get back to making epic films, whether it's like full Bollywood masala or it's something to do with a social message or it's just something for the audience, whatever it is, but for right now, we need to be more careful of what's happening around us more than anything else.
Yeah, I think that's a good message considering TV has already sort of taken off. TV
putting I saw something, like somebody sent me something the other day that some cereal or it was, and they've used like a face shield and everything to make, but yet again, like, I don't know what you're trying to say here. You're still shooting it. You're shooting it. And I
Exactly.
know for a fact you can't shoot with 50 people on set. I know that. So you're not taking the right precautions right now. You're not. Somebody or the other is putting their life at risk. You being sanitized before you walk in, but I still don't know when you walk out, are you doing the right social distancing or not? I don't know, man. So I am not going to put my life at risk. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
5 years down the line, I want to make really good cinema. I want to be directing my own film. But for that, I need to live today. I
Why
need to
take a
be
chance?
alive. Yeah, I need to be alive today, and I need to be healthy today in order to make good cinema in the next 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Chance
and
is hai nahi. It's not. That's true.
exactly. Yeah.
That is
So,
absolutely true.
yeah. But I'm really glad that, some movies are coming out on Hotstar as well as Amazon and Netflix. But yet again, those movies are made, they've already been shot.
Yeah, they
So
were in
they're
post-production
probably,
basically.
exactly. And for post-production, I do know that you don't require so many people. And you can be sitting in a room working by yourself. An editor does not need 50 people on their head. When you're like on a set, it's mad. You
Right.
cannot do social distancing. It's crazy to think that you can. How are you going to make a film?
Tell me about this. Everyone wants to get into Bollywood. First question, can everyone make it? And secondly, what do you think it is sensationalized because people don't necessarily love what you do as much as you do? ये सही बात बोल रहा हूँ मैं. Because like you
See,
mentioned, a lot of people are doing it just like very methodically and basically looking at it as a technical thing rather than the creative thing. The attitude, the approach to the whole thing is very different. So do you have any advice for them, or do you think there's a message you want to put out here?
good question, first of all. But
Hmm.
what I honestly feel is that don't do anything that you're not passionate about. Don't act because it's your hobby. Don't direct because you think it's cool. Don't be an editor if you don't have patience. So for I don't know if you want to be here and you really want to make it, you'll make it, trust me. You need to network better. You need to put yourself out there. You need to have your opinions. I mean, Sidhush, think about it. How did I from my first project to landing up in something like a Baaghi 3, which is like, it doesn't get more commercial than that.
Right.
I was never the kid who just sat back. I always had my opinions to put forward. I always had my ideas. I'm not saying that here's my idea and this is exactly what you need to do, but at least they need to know that you're involved.
Right.
So how much of yourself are you willing to give to that particular project, or how much of yourself are you willing to give to your work?
Right.
It really matters. So if you're here because you're like, "Arey, I want to be star, look at me," it's not gonna work.
Right.
"Arey, I'm a hero," it's not gonna work. What are you doing in order to become a hero? You know that nobody is getting this easy. So have you gone for your acting classes? You know that Bollywood films require you to dance. Have you been taking dance classes? You know that you need to look. I'm not going to talk about vanity here, but it's true that they look a certain way. Have you tried to look healthy and good for yourself, for all of those things? I mean, there are all kind of actors now today, but if you're aiming at something, you even have to work towards it. If you want to be that Bollywood hero who's got six pack, then work towards that six pack and don't be apologetic about it. And if you want to be a part of films that have a greater message or whatever, then work towards that. So, to just sit here and be like, हाँ मैं बन जाऊंगा मुझे actor, it's not gonna happen. Or, I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna watch really good films and I'm gonna be a director. It's not gonna work. You have to, put yourself out there. You have to give your work so much of yourself, in order to just, sort of get that return.
Sure.
I mean, I worked on 2 films particularly. They're called Parched and Love Sonia. Okay? They're both, my involvement in those films might not have been from day one to day end, but whatever time I had on those films, they taught me a lot.
Sure.
And that is because I was willing to give myself that much. I was ready to involve myself that much in that project. So for me, you end up with every project you grow, because every project gives you an experience. How
Sure.
much are you willing to take out of that experience? How much are you willing to grab every opportunity that you're getting within that experience? You know? Like, I feel like, okay, being really honest, as an assistant director, when you go on a set, you are doing technical work because you're not directing, so you're not putting in anything creative as such, because your director is calling the shots, right?
Sure.
So for me, I realized that the best learning that I have on a set is to shadow my director wherever he goes. To hear the brief that he's going to give an actor. Because he is going to teach the actor how to act that scene out. I want to hear everything that he's going to tell the actor. Because everything that he's going to tell the actor is then going to be seen on screen. So to hear that, how he's directing the actor, how he's telling the actor to bring the emotions out, those things are so important. So, you have to open yourself and you want to learn everything that you can, and then, tell yourself that, I'm here to do what I want to, and therefore I'm going to work towards it. Like, my end goal is not to become an assistant director, let's be honest. My
Sure.
goal here is to become a director. So what steps am I going to take? So people, need to kind of be here knowing that this is it for them. Be passionate about it, because to be really honest, art is not easy. Any art form, it's not easy. It's as hard as being anything else in your life.
Right.
You know?
As a matter of fact,
So
it's
I
more
think that's
subjective.
it.
It's more subjective. There's no set defined goals. There's no checklist which you have to follow. It's more subjective. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's even harder, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, and you know as good as this journey is sounding, I have to say that there were times when even I didn't have work. And there were times when even I was looking out for work. And the only thing that kept me going through all of this was, one, the support that I was getting, from my mom and my sister and my family.
Sure.
And, you know, but the thing that made me stay was the fact that at the end of the day, in 10 years, where do I see myself? And if that was clear to me, then I knew that I just have to keep at it. So if people want to get into Bollywood, if people want to become actors or directors or editors or cinematographers or whatever they want to be, just do it with a lot of hard work and conviction, and just know that you have to keep at it.
Sure.
Even if, the work hours are crazy and the industry can take you to dark places. But just keep at it. Yeah.
इतना faith industry में किसी को डालते हुए मैंने आज तक नहीं देखा. Having said, having spoken to a lot of different actors, actresses, things like that, I've not seen someone who's put more faith in the industry, and I think that takes you a long way, because you trust what you do, you trust your senses, you trust your art, you trust your understanding. You're always learning, like you mentioned, right? So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a huge thing. What is your mantra to success? One line mantra to success by Sukriti Sharma.
can't give one line.
यार आज तक ऐसा एक इंडस्ट्री में इंसान नहीं मिला मुझे जो ये नहीं सोच रहा होगा यार किसी दिन पहला इंटरव्यू होगा, किसी दिन पहला अवार्ड मिलेगा, साला ये स्पीच बोलेंगे हम.
You know, the thing is that I can only say one thing, that I have been really blessed to have the mother and the sister and the boyfriend that I do.
Jugal, shout out to Jugal.
I love you. Hello.
Shout out to everyone she just mentioned. Jugal particularly. Cricket khelna baki hai abhi bro. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have been really grateful to them, and I think that they are the reason that I have just kept going. You know, I think the mantra might just be to work so hard that my mom turns around and says, I'm proud of you. And I remember the day when she did that, I cried. And this happened during Baaghi. That, you know, I think a couple of days before the release, I was in office, and she just randomly sent me a text saying, Bacha, I'm so proud of you. And I remember I was sitting opposite Ahmed sir. I love Ahmed sir, by the way. He's our director of Baaghi 3. I remember sitting opposite him, and I looked at him and he's like, what happened? And my eyes got really moist. You know, and I was like, my mom just told me that she's proud of me. You know. Yeah, I think that's it.
As simple as that, you know, when the people around you are supportive and they love what you're doing and they want to watch you grow further, you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing, I think. Yeah, that's a good.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay that your family sometimes doesn't agree with the decisions you take. I think that's also okay. But I think what I completely believe in is that do something that, you know, you want to do for a lifetime. So, you know, when you get married, for example, you know, you take the time of knowing the guy, you know, you take the time of getting to know who you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So similarly, your profession should also be something that you need to think of, because it's going to be with you for life.
Sure.
Because, you know, a lot of people, yes, it's okay that in the middle, you know, a lot of people change their professions and they think that they were cut out for something else, which is completely fine, you know. But I mean, once you know, whenever that is, you know, just do it passionately.
कुछ बोलने का जरूरत है मेरे को, बोल डाला इसने. कुछ बोलने का जरूरत है, हो गया. This is how you make it big, anywhere, anyhow, anyway. I think what I would like to sort of end the session with is basically, in my experience, in my opinion, जो थोड़ा सा छोटू सा experience है मेरा, in that I realized there's a very huge difference between a director and a filmmaker. One's a job. The other, despite being the whole job thing, is also sort of an idea, right? You have more of a vision. I think that's what I see you as. Someone who has a vision for, not just for the actual film, which obviously you're supposed to, but for someone who loves doing it. And like you mentioned, like till your dying day, you're going to do this. Yeah. You're going to keep doing this and you're going to enjoy yourself. We're going to watch you grow. Like this is a given. भाई ये उड़ने वाली है लड़की. ये आज नहीं तो अगले 5 साल में ये वीडियो वायरल होना ही होना. So I mean, no, but dude, credit where credit is due. Okay, you've come a long way. We both know that you've come a very long way, and I think everyone watching from the industry, outside the industry, family, friends. I know GMI's people are definitely watching. Everyone's proud of you, Suku. Everyone's very proud of you.
Please do like, please do like, please do subscribe, please do share, and in the comments below, please do let us know what you guys think, and watch Baaghi 3. It's on Hotstar. Love you, Tiger.
Chalo, thank you so much. See you. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.